one of the things about riser management is it is a specialty. So the tools and the expertise you need to be a riser manager in terms of fiber optic testing and understanding how circuits work is a bit of a different skill set than structured cabling. So you oftentimes, even with if a structured cabling company does do some of this, it's a different group of guys, a different group of technicians that are doing the work. So I think what we find with a lot of our structured cabling companies is they say they can do everything, but they really aren't specialized in this part of the trade. So what we find in many cases is we have a clear delineation in a project where the structured cabling contractor takes care of everything in the space, and then the connectivity from the server room back to the riser closet and the riser in general is handled by the riser manager. So there's a clear demarcation between who's responsible for which part of the infrastructure. And when it's well documented and well versed in markets where riser management is common, it works really, really well. In other markets, will have scenarios where the structured cabling vendor says, I can do everything. And they may or may not be approved by the service provider. They may not understand the infrastructure of the building. They may not be familiar with the codes and the rules at that building. So that's where riser manager and the structured cabling contractors have a little bit of a little dance sometimes. But in most cases, it's handled professionally and people sort of know the drill. And if the property manager or the general contractor is aware of the rules of the road, it can go very smoothly.
And that's that third leg of the stool in essence, Lori, that you've got you've got the internet service providers, you've got the tenants. It's really four legs, I guess. You've got the building staff, but you have the low voltage contractors. And so if you think of that, really Montgomery or any riser management sits right in the middle of all that, really to support all of it. And that's what we find is especially when contractors are familiar with riser management, they really love it because it helps facilitate what they're really trying to do, which is the suite cabling in the suite itself, the TIs. And so that's again another aspect of that, facilitating the building operation. It has to work for them as well.